Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Walk Talk. Before we get on to anything else, I'll just continue on and finally finish my segment on future engravings for the walk. Uh, North, south, east, west, native and foreign. We are all in this together. Every child matters, and South will be stand on guard for thee. Anyone familiar with the Canadian anthem or whatever we call it will know that that's the final line. The final line in the song is "Oh Canada." That's why I don't know what we refer to it as, because we just call it "Oh Canada." Well, that's what I call it. That's what I know it as. Stand on guard for thee. I think anybody in the RLSH can understand that. Alrighty, let's get to the squats and stop delaying already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I want to just mention for new viewers, in case this is your first episode of Walk Talk, I'm doing the squats with the shield to prepare for carrying something lighter than that. You know, kind of carry something heavy to carry something moderately heavy, but it's not as heavy as that. I want to carry a wooden pallet 50 miles to raise awareness for suicide prevention. And so, yeah, I'll potentially talk more about that. Maybe probably not today, but yeah, we'll talk about it. But on other news, I accidentally put out some misinformation the other day. I thought that ForeMan was quitting the RLSH because for some reason Facebook had highlighted an old post, and I just thought it was a new post. I think Facebook did it because it was signed with his name, and he had recently changed his name to. Oh Jesus! I'm so sorry. I want to get your name absolutely correct, and now I'm kind of without internet at the moment. It's in a weird situation. I have the internet on my tablet, but I don't have it on my phone. If my other phone, oh man, I'm unprepared for this now. ForeMan, I want to apologize. I believe your name is Jaron, and I'm sorry if I am pronouncing that incorrectly. I wanted to get your whole name up there for anybody who wanted to look you up on Facebook, because I think it's important, very important to for those who want to put their identity out there, to highlight their real identity, if you want to call it, their birth given name, as much as their superhero name. For a long time, I wanted to not have a superhero name myself. I just went by Joseph Roszell. And before that, I was going to go by a much less friendly sounding name that probably would have got my RLS career off to a really bad start, to the point where I don't even want to mention it. But if you look back in my videos, you can find out what I used to call myself. And my scary looking mask icon, I don't know if anybody can tell that's what it is. That's what my icon is on YouTube there. That is what I did one night actually walk around wearing. And, well, it didn't go badly, but I don't feel like I accomplished anything good. I think wearing something a little too intimidating can have negative consequences. But there's also this thing where whatever you wear, people will find it intimidating. I remember this video. Sorry, I haven't even got to the misinformation that I said. I've just been rambling on and on. But I wanted to rush this video, and now I've wasted time talking about pointless things. And but I was just going to say quickly, it reminded me of this video to get my point across. Is that this guy had bright red hair, and he wasn't like dressed as anything. He just happened to have bright red bushy hair, and he walked up to this lady, and she screamed, and her explanation was she thought it was a clown. And I understand people are scared of clowns, but it's like people are scared of fucking anything. And take it from me, um, wearing a cape can make you very intimidating in certain situations, and so I've learned to not even run up on people. I understand when a situation is urgent, you want to hurry and get over there, and I still do that. But if it can be avoided, I don't like walk too fast at people because holy shit, does that scare people? um, yeah, that's just a tip from my personal experience. I'm not going to speak for everybody because different RLSH will be working in different environments and have different goals and tactics. Um, but if you're just not trying to intimidate a person, you're just kind of walking up on. I know it's good to be like, oh, I'm being quick and prompt, getting up to a person. That's might be your intention, like it was mine. But I have scared the shit out of people just getting up and running over to them, uh, and so now I don't do that. But the thing that I want to get to now that I'm done fucking rambling, and pardon my French, because not everybody who wears a uniform or costume, as you may prefer to call it, um, thinks that they should swear while they're dressed up. Um, I try not to censor myself too much, but I appreciate criticism if somebody thinks it's wrong to speak like that in the position of one trying to be a superhero. Um, but anyways, I'm sorry, ForeMan, for putting out there that you might be leaving the RLSH. That old post said that, but that was over a year ago. That you were at a different point in your life, and I think it's a big thing to actually post that, because there's lots of people who have second guesses or maybe don't feel like they're doing it anymore, and they don't make an announcement, and it takes balls to do that, and it. And I saw that there were other members of the community that were reaching out to you, and I really should have noticed because it said it was a year old, and part somehow my brain just ignored that part, and I'm really sorry about that. But I was just so shocked about the idea of you not being in the RLSH because I'm like, I'm seeing this great character, this great individual uh, come into the RLSH, and I'm not saying I've been there right from the start, but I'm seeing you do what you're doing with your AI videos and with your patrols that I have just watched, and I'm really impressed with those. Because just getting out there and being a presence in your community is a good idea, and I really appreciate you tiptoeing into it. And I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean you're really being cautious about how you're presenting yourself to the community. And first, you want to establish yourself as a person doing patrolling, and then you're going to go out with your uniform. And well, I really appreciate that because a super suit is a shocking thing, and I did a shocking reveal with mine because I was going through a life transition. I did it all at once. I had to leave my home, and I decided that this was the time to go full out and wear the cape and refer to myself as a real life superhero. But I've since decided that RLSH abbreviations are good, because there is it's okay. I don't think people are being mean when they think there's like arrogance to people calling themselves a superhero, even if you're just trying to be accurate about what you're doing. If you tell someone RLSH and say you're part of the RLSH, and it's not an organization, it's kind of a way of life. Like we're not all like some people. There are registered groups and there are people who have their organizations, But overall, RLSH is not one thing. It's such a broad idea that it can mean so many things. That we're all in this together, yes. Just as humanity and all living things, we're all in this together. But we are individuals in a way that doesn't necessarily exist in all. I don't want to say belief systems, but it is kind of a belief system. Like you decide you want to go out and make change, not because of a specific, well, maybe because of a specific organization, but you might not do it for the same organization that somebody else does it for. And so we're this beautiful diversity of things. I love the diversity of RLSH. It's beautiful, and I want to talk about it so much more. Uh, and I want to just not ramble on as much. I do like to ramble, actually. This is partially why I do this. And I'm sorry, I've drank one of these already today, and I'm still drinking. And I apologize. I'm drinking too much Red Bull, and my health is part of my job, and I shouldn't jeopardize my ROSH persona because I'm yapping, and people go, "What's with this guy? What's he on?" And it's like it's Red Bull right now. I'm on Red Bull, so I do apologize for that. But what I wanted to get across is I am sorry for putting out not current information, but I did still want to react. So I will leave that little short I put up reacting to that post because that was my honest reaction if it had just happened. And yeah, but what I wanted to say specifically is this: my weird looking hair here, I have not cut this since I have started wearing the cape and getting out there um, as an RLSH member. Because I believe the world deserves real life superheroes. And the fact that there's other people out there doing that just inspires me to go on more and longer. And I just want to explain that it's been 5 years since I've cut this, and it's just a symbol that reminds me not just to keep on going, but how long I have gone on. And so I don't know what your starting date is exactly, because I didn't mark on the calendar when I started either. I wish I had now because it would be good to mark anniversaries. But you've been out there for not necessarily out doing your patrols, but you've been committing yourself to being a real life superhero for a long time. A year is a long time, and you've been doing it over that. Like, and you got to realize that I understand that most people, like I would refer to with myself, as I've been preparing for it for years and years. I was like my whole life, because sometimes there's just something in you that just wants to do it. Like I saw the movie Steel with Shaquille O'Neal when I was a kid, and so many people just look at that as a bad superhero movie, but to me, it's the perfect superhero movie. It's a real life superhero movie. Sure, he has some technology that's a little outside the realm of possibility, but Shaq has a Superman symbol tattooed on himself, and that was really used in the movie. And people in the real world can be inspired by Superman, even though he's fictional, just like I can be inspired by Steel. But I'm inspired by you, ForeMan, because you're off to a great start. I think you're being cautious, and I think your comment about not basically not trying to bust people for smoking marijuana, that's not your place. I think that's good thinking, because I'll just comment on that. That I think it's good to be a friendly character to everybody, even people who might be doing things a little outside of the law. Because if they're in need, in my situation, I want people, no matter what position they are in life, I want them to come to me as somebody that can help them. And I hope you understand that too, because I think that really helps in crafting a good image with the public. And that will go on to help you for a long time and keep you safe. Say more than body armor will, just having a good attitude and not going out there to find trouble, but to help people. That has been the thing that has helped me the most in my RLSH career, is just to show that I'm not there to start a fight. I'm not there to bust people. I'm just there to see if anybody needs help. And now I pass out lighters and shit because people need lighters. And but I do want to. I also pass out chocolate bars because um, I would prefer to just pass out things that can only be used for good. But a lighter is a multi-purpose item, and so though it might not be used for things that are good for people's health, I don't judge, and I don't want people to fight over lighters. That's what I'm preventing. Is the person who accidentally steals a lighter doesn't do that on purpose. I've accidentally done that. You just forget to give the lighter back when you borrow it, and if there's more lighters going around, I think people are less likely to get mad at people. Because I remember when I was homeless, that was the one time I kind of was going to start a conflict with somebody, and I was pretty sure he had like mental ill. Was mentally ill, but it was like he took my lighter, and it's like that's so petty. I know, I understand that is completely petty, but when you have very little, it's so easy to get hungry, not just for food, but for dignity, and that might just be a lighter to one person, but I think having a resource that you like, somebody takes your lighter and you go, I have two more lighters, that's fine. That is a form of dignity that is more than money. It's just a conflict that didn't have to happen. But that's just my theory. I don't know how well that works out. Hopefully, I'm not starting more fights because people are like, "I want all the lighters." Like, fuck, I'm not watching people 24/7 or anything like that. But yeah, my name is Captain Canada, but it's also Joseph Arthur Roszell, and I will put out a video saying ForeMan's full name so everybody knows the identity of this great hero, because he doesn't want to hide his identity, which I think is great, because that means your secret identity isn't a handicap on you. Because when you're trying to hide your identity, you're like me running around in a mask, and maybe you want to wear a mask. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I've seen ForeMan wearing a couple different ones, and those are great too. But it's about your identity. As long as you're still you, that's great. I'm just rambling. Thank you for watching. I want to wish you all the luck in the world. I love you. And I want you to know that suicide is never, ever the answer. Peace out. Sorry again for the misinformation.